name is Pauline Ita with CWF PCC Dallas. We are going to present a sketch today about our Christian Women Fellowship, which started 60 years back, from 1961 to 2021. We are going to show how the CWF movement and how the members have grown from ordinary young girls and housewives to spiritually filled women endowed with knowledge in cookery, needlework, knitting, and other skills. In the early years, most of the women could not speak good English properly, partly because they had very limited access to education. The struggle to communicate with the missionary workers was influenced by indigenous languages. In our first scene, we are going to invite the missionary workers, Sister Maria, Schlenkar, and Sister Anni Maurer, holding a meeting in a church house in order to create Bible study groups.
Good evening, women. We have come from the Basel Mission in Switzerland to bring the gospel of Christ and to serve as helpers to the colonial government. On Wednesday, all of you should bring your girls, children, to come and learn about God and to learn how to cook food, how to knit and sew clothes, and to learn about child care, house care and hygiene.
Now, you check say we no sabi for cook chop for warehouse, and no fit for send my girl picking for school. I go sell am to my master, chop money for your head.
Yes. My master no fit drink that send Maria for school. Because na Maria the hell we for carry the small one there for us. Now if I want to go for farm, na Maria they look for that small one. My master no fit drink that send him for school.
Give him my own stuff, not for me.
If you bring your girl child to this group, she will learn new methods of cooking and different kinds of food. She will learn how to keep her house clean, to care for her children, and to also care for everybody in the family. She will also learn how to be with neighbors and make her home a good one.
Sister them. Now true way this sister they don't talk. But we sabi say they picking them with the bone and land. They never sabi know nothing. If they go for them, as you know those who go big master, they will beg them, they don't agree. They go picking them, go land work, they go land for them, we to work. Sabi pray the thing for two, even for master they not true.
Hey, not true, Sister Monica, not true. Move try, move bring them.
Okay, we are going to go.
But we want to talk for master them first.
In scene 2, the Christian women and some girls and missionaries are gathered again after church.
My sister, man, that did shit.
Nah, I salute.
Oh, welcome.
Now, quickly.
Good evening, everybody. Today, we are going to do Bible study. But before we continue, let us come up with our greetings and the name of this group. Henceforth, the name of this group will be Christian Women Fellowship. Repeat after me.
Christian Women Fellowship.
Our motto will be, serve the Lord with joy. Repeat after me.
Serve the Lord and joy.
Then our greetings will be, if anyone is in Christ, repeat.
If anyone is in Christ,
a new creation.
She declared a new creation.
The old is gone.
The old don't go.
The new has come.
The new don't come.
Let me pray. Papa, we thank you plenty. How we don't send these sisters, them say they can't open with eye. As we know they don't come, they teach we plenty things, make a move with you. We learn them, go teach we must go fix the house for them. But the work we don't give you for work. Amen.
Amen. Now, bye-bye.
Thank you, Kembong. I will come again.
And we have scene 3. The women are meeting again the following week.
Salatna.
Evening, sir.
Welcome, welcome.
I don't come.
If anyone is in Christ,
Be a new creature.
the old is gone.
The old don't go.
Okay. Today we'll have cookery lessons. But before we continue with our cookery lessons, I want to teach you people a short song. I'll sing the song and then I'll teach you after. God's finger is warning you today, is warning all of us. God's finger is warning you today, is warning all of us. Is warning my pastor, is warning my children, is warning all of us. And I don't hear. People have heard?
Yes.
Okay. I'll sing now. God's finger is warning you today.
God's finger is warning you today.
Is warning all of us.
It's warning all of us.
Is warning my pastor.
It's warning my pastor.
Is warning my children.
It's warning my children.
Is warning all of us.
It's warning all of us.
Yes. God's finger is warning those women who have not come today for the people's meeting. It's warning all of us. I will teach you a second song, and we started it last week, so we'll just continue this week. The Spirit of God is moving around the world. Repeat.
The Spirit of God is moving around the world.
The Spirit of God is moving around the world.
The Spirit of God is moving around the world. The Spirit of God is moving around the world. Ella waka around the world. Ella waka around the world.
Wow, Mommy, they want to clap for yourself. All right. Next week, we shall come back on Wednesday, which is the day of the meeting that we have made. So next week, when you are coming, come with other sisters, even with other young children, so that we can build God's house together. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
Thank you so much, sisters, for that wonderful presentation. These women Bible study groups were started by Sister Anni Maurer in the 1930s in Victoria. And by 1946, groups were functional in Ekondo Titi, Buea, Lysoka Bova, Bokwango. Sister Rosemary Peter formed groups in the grassfield region, and by 1956, there were groups in Nsem, Bafut, Bali, Mbengwi, Kishong, Ndop, Kumbo, and Santa. In the 1960s, Sister Maria Schlenkar, who was based in Basel, created groups in Kembong, Osing, and other villages in the Mamfe area. The Basel Mission handed over to Presbyterian Church in Cameroon in 1957. So the missionary sisters had to solidify the women's group, and in 1961, they organized seminars at Kumba and Agyiati Bafut. The great turnout meant the women were ready. Thus, in 1961, during the synod meeting at the Theological College Nyasosso, the existing women Bible study groups were transformed into CWF groups. Thanks to the leadership of Sister Maria Schlenkar, founder of the CWF Movement. A committee was formed made up of the missionary sisters and Cameroonian sisters, Mrs. Grace Akwe, Mrs. Magdalene Awa, and others to create the motto, uniform, emblem, constitution, and other guidelines for the movement. During that time, Sister Maria Schlenkar was the first National Secretary for Women's Work Department from 1968 to 1972. Sister Anna Frank from 1972 to 1974. After the European missionaries left, the leadership was taken over by the following Cameroonian sisters. Mrs. Grace Akwe, 1974 to 1977. Mrs. Ghana Elizabeth, 1978 to 2004. Mrs. Beatrice Abonge, 2005 to 2016. And Reverend Mrs. Mary Mbole Ekindesale, 2016 to present. The national presidents of the CWF movement have been the following: Mrs. Ida Mallet, Mrs. Justina Abe, Mrs. Ntuba Beatrice, Mrs. Fokam Florence, and presently Mrs. Nkwele Julie. Since the mustard seed was planted in 1961, the movement has grown into a huge tree whose branches have extended to other African countries like South Africa and as far as to Europe and North America. Through the activities of CWF movement, thousands of women have developed a deeper faith in Jesus Christ. They have acquired numerous socio-economic skills that have helped them build more prosperous and balanced homes, thereby contributing significantly to their development of their communities and countries of residence. Today, more than 40,000 CWF members are represented in all professions. For example, we have pastors, mayors, doctors, lawyers, teachers, housewives, farmers, soldiers, secretaries, politicians, and others. We thank God for granting the CWF movement 60 years